Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for June 20th, 2014. It is currently 11:30 a.m. And once again, it's another beautiful weekend on the way. I hope everyone's going to get out there and enjoy it. Temperatures as of right now range from the mid to upper 70s over the northern interior, upper 70s to lower 80s over the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. Notice the dew points are in the lower to mid 50s, mid to upper 50s in some locations. We have lower 50s in the Philadelphia metro, along the coast, mid to upper 50s. Basically, the point here is that dew points are in the 50s, and that is absolutely beautiful because it's very comfortable outside, and you can just feel it. It's very refreshing when you walk out there. And this is what, the 6th, 7th weekend in a row that we've had this wonderful weather. It looks like it's going to continue on and set up just right for the 4th of July weekend as well. Temperatures for this afternoon will range from the lower to mid 80s over much of the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. And that could be expected for tomorrow as well, with very comfortable weather conditions. So what is producing this excellent weather? Well, you could thank high pressure that is basically sitting right over portions of the Delaware River Gap, and that high pressure system will slowly shift east off the coast by tomorrow afternoon. With this high pressure in place, expect clear skies for this afternoon and for tomorrow. Low temperatures tomorrow will fall into the mid to upper 50s over the far northern interior, upper 50s to lower 60s everywhere else. High temperatures will be a repeat of today, lower to mid 80s. So once again, another beautiful day. Now with this high pressure system shifting east, by Monday we'll see an increase in humidity, especially in the afternoon and evening hours, with our dew points returning back into the mid to upper 60s rather than the mid to upper 50s. And that, of course, is going to mean that the high temperatures on Monday, although they'll be in the mid 80s, will feel more like the upper 80s to lower 90s. On the radar, really, there's not much going on here. Just clear. Not much really happening here, which is great news for us. On the infrared satellite picture, you can clearly see our cold front well south here. Now this is right here a disturbance, a tropical disturbance that we're keeping an eye on. There's a lot of factors which I went into for the premium discussion this morning that's going against the development of this disturbance, but something we need to watch. Remember what I said way back when the tropical Atlantic hurricane season was going to start? If there's going to be any development, it's going to be off the southeast coast, around the Bahamas, and around the eastern Gulf of Mexico, because that's where A, we had the warmest waters in the Atlantic, B, that's where you would have the least amount of shear. It's going to be under the subtropical jet stream, which is right here, and C, it's where we're going to have the highest 500 millibar pressures aloft to allow tropical development. So this is pretty much the key area I was going to focus on throughout this tropical season, where development could happen with these little disturbances breaking off from the cold front and kind of meandering around here. And this is a case of one of those potential disturbances. So we got to keep an eye on it, but I'm not really all that impressed yet with the potential just yet. But if it hangs around here long enough, it could be something worth watching as we head on towards next weekend. But I do not think it's going to have a direct impact on the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area the way the pattern is setting up. What you can see here clearly on the infrared satellite picture, is basically high pressure and control. We clearly have a nice northwesterly flow in place. When we take a look at the water vapor satellite picture, you can see that with the upper level winds diving. You see this configuration here where the winds are kind of converging? This is called convergence and confluence, and that's why you have all this black and red. That's dry sinking air. Now we have a disturbance in the St. Lawrence River Valley, but it's weakening and falling apart rapidly. And it's mostly focused over portions of Quebec and heading towards the Canadian Maritimes, and will not have an impact on our forecast whatsoever, but it's pretty interesting to watch. And then here's our next cold front that will finally push through by the time we get to Wednesday night into Thursday, producing showers and thunderstorms. So let's take a look at the latest model guidance using the Penn State EWOL website, using the European model guidance. Again, today and tomorrow, high pressure and control, very comfortable weather conditions. High temperatures in the lower to mid 80s, low temperatures in the upper 50s to lower 60s. For Monday, high pressure shifts well off the coast. We get a southwesterly wind at almost every level of the atmosphere, and so that's going to mean higher humidity, low temperatures in the upper 50s to lower 60s, high temperatures in the mid 80s on Monday, but the dew points will be in the upper 60s, so it'll feel more humid. It'll feel like the upper 80s to even some mid 90s out there as far as the heat index is concerned. Then on Tuesday and Wednesday are our hot days. And what I mean by that is that both days will be under a strong southwesterly flow. We'll have an air mass coming right up from the Gulf of Mexico and heading straight up into the northern mid-Atlantic. So as a result, what we end up with is a far more humid air mass in place for Tuesday and Wednesday, with low temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s, high temperatures in the upper 80s to lower 90s. It's going to feel like the mid to upper 90s with this higher level of humidity. So it's going to feel rather uncomfortable for Tuesday and Wednesday. Then the bottom drops out. You see, because we get a strong cold front that moves through on Wednesday night into Thursday. And then this cold front kind of lingers off the coast on Thursday, producing variable cloud cover, scattered to overcast cloud cover, and waves of showers and thunderstorms. Now, the way I'm playing this out is that Wednesday night into Thursday is where we get the potential for strong to severe thunderstorms with the cold front moving through. Then the cold front hangs off the coast, and depending on how far it moves off the coast will tell us whether we see a lot of cloud cover and showers on Thursday, or whether we just get showers in the morning and then clearing skies on Thursday afternoon, much like we saw this week. Temperatures, as a result, will be in the upper 60s to lower 70s in the morning, and it will feel rather humid. By the afternoon, lower to mid 80s along the immediate coast, mid to upper 80s over much of the urban areas and over the interior. However, humidity, the dew points will be crashing because we're going to have dry air built in. So it won't feel like the mid to upper 80s. Instead, it'll feel much more comfortable as that drier air builds in. And then just in time for the weekend, 4th of July, high pressure sitting right over the region. Here's that little tropical disturbance we have to keep an eye on. But the way that the pattern is setting up is going to suppress this disturbance off of the mid-Atlantic coast. So I think the most significant impact would probably be enhanced wave action. If anything, we get some rough surf out there. And taking a look at the rest of the 4th of July weekend, high pressure is generally sitting right over the region. That tropical disturbance is going to be well off of the northern mid-Atlantic coast, which is actually great news because if you are on the western side of a tropical disturbance on the mid-Atlantic coast, that's a lot of sinking air. So do not be surprised if the surface is really unsettled, but we end up with clearing skies or clear skies for the 4th of July weekend as a result of whatever the development of this tropical disturbance is. As far as temperatures are concerned, well, we're going to have another beautiful weekend on the way for the 4th of July weekend. We're going to look at low temperatures in the upper 50s to lower 60s over the interior, lower to mid 60s over the coast and urban areas, high temperatures in the mid 80s for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, with low levels of humidity in the afternoon. It's going to be a wonderful 4th of July weekend. That's the way it's setting up. That's your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn, and, of course, on the Examiner. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there.